Regarding the oil used for the menorah, the Talmud says that although all oil was permitted, we would try to use only the best. The olives were harvested 3 times a year, and 3 different grades of oil were extracted. They would pick the crop on the top of the olive tree. Those were the first to ripen and the ones most exposed to sunlight. The olives were then pressed, and only the first drop of oil was used for the menorah. The subsequent oils, which were of lesser quality, were used for the meal offerings. One need not be an expert to understand that such oil was very costly, especially in comparison to the inferior oil used for the meal offerings. If so, a simple question comes to mind. Normally, one uses the best oil for cooking and baking, and cheaper oil for burning and lighting. Why in the Mishkan and then later in the Beis HaMikdash was it the reverse? The Kli Yakar extracts from this a fascinating lesson, which remains relevant today as it did 2,000 years ago. The menorah is the prototype of spirituality. It represents Torah and mitzvahs, as King Solomon says, Ki ner mitzvah v'Torah or. A candle is mitzvah and Torah is light. The Karban Mincha, the meal offering, on the other hand, is eaten and represents the material needs of a person. Unfortunately, many of us have plenty of money when it comes to personal matters, but plead poverty when we have to spend money for Torah and mitzvahs. We can afford the most luxurious cars and homes, but skimp when it comes to the mezuzah. We can afford a lavish cruise and vacations, but have trouble when it comes to paying for a good Jewish education. We make a huge bar and bat mitzvah celebration, but spend as little as possible on tefillin. From the way things were done in the Mishkan, we can learn true priorities in our relationship with Hashem, which, by the way, holds true with any relationship. For personal pleasures, we can practice restraint and learn to suffice with a bit less. But not when it comes to the other. For the other, for Torah mitzvahs, in our case, one should spend the best and the purest. And when we make Hashem's needs a priority, He will surely make ours a priority and bestow material wealth upon us in abundant measures. May we have success in all our relationships and in all aspects of life, filled with happiness, prosperity, and an abundance of good.